guys, welcome back to another video. Today's New Year's Eve, and as you can guys tell by the title, today I'm going to be getting ready for work, and right now it's 7 a.m. and honestly guys, I never get ready this early. I'm also getting ready. I'm going to be telling you guys the story of how I started this job and how it's recently going and how I feel about it and what my schedule's like and stuff like that. But anyways guys, let's get into today's video. Guys, this time I got ready a little bit earlier because I just wanted to talk to you guys while getting ready and I wanted to be rushed and stuff like that. Usually I get ready around 40 to 30 minutes before I work. Okay guys, I'm going to be washing my face with the 𝓤𝓽𝓭𝓪𝓽𝓮 foaming cleanser. After going home, after hanging out with my aunt, I was very sad. I had no hope, I guess, and honestly I just felt very sad. I felt like crying, and so I did earlier that day. And then after that, I was unemployed for a whole week and 8 days, and honestly I was very shocked but also relieved because it was sooner than my last job. And so what happened, each day I just applied different places to see which ones get hired, and that process I realized it does take weeks. It doesn't just take days. But I did receive calls to schedule an interview, and so I did for the next following week. I did get little rejections and stuff like that, and then the rest I haven't heard back from that whole week. That whole week I was trying to blame myself. I was trying to be like, oh my god, it's my fault. I was slowly trying to recover, telling myself that it was okay, and it was okay to feel these emotions, and it was okay to feel sad, and it was okay to accept that you're hurt. Stuff like that was hard for me, and I just wanted to get over it. And I was trying my best. I was reading the Bible, I was literally worshiping God, and I was praying every single day. And yeah, I was slowly getting happier, which was a good sign. 2 days after that, on Monday, 2 days after I was hanging out with my aunt, I forgot about this, but on Monday I received something from a job, and I was like, what is that? And it's crazy because it was the exact same job that my mom applied 3 weeks ago, knowing I had a job, but she still applied anyways. And she always had a feeling that I was gonna get hired there. My mom's intuition is kind of being right a little bit because, while I had a job, I had a second interview, and I had a first one, I had a second one, and then now I received something, and I'm like, I believe they're gonna be the ones that hire me. And I did receive saying congratulations, you were accepted for the position, and I was like, OMG. Orientation was December 6th. I didn't work yet, it was just an orientation. I was so happy. Each day I was like, OMG, I'm so excited about this, I can't believe this. So I was still hurt because I was like, damn, I have to restart another job all over again from the beginning. Each day I felt like I didn't deserve that job solely because I was happy, but I felt a little bit nervous each day because I was like, OMG, I don't want the same thing to happen. I wanted to feel different and new and something opposite and very positive, and I was very nervous. So for orientation, before I had to send some papers, but during orientation I was so nervous because I thought I was gonna actually work that first day. I was just so scared, and I'm like, OMG, is this gonna be my first day? I don't even know how long this is. I don't know how this works. I never done that for work, so I really no idea of anything. So I just went there wearing all black clothes because that's basically what I'd done before at my job. I feel like everybody wears that the first day. Once I got there, I literally told the manager, and they just told me to sit down and wait. I actually waited I think 10 minutes. I don't remember because I had my phone with me, so it felt like a very long time. Pretty sure it was 10-15 minutes. And this new employee comes in as well for orientation. I was like, OMG, they're hiring 2 people at the same exact time. Then this girl came in. She was assistant manager. OMG, she looked very familiar. So she actually looked familiar. I've seen her I feel like I've seen her before when I was in elementary school. And she was just sitting there next to me talking to the manager, which I thought was 25 years old. It turns out she was actually 34 years old, which is actually crazy because she doesn't even look that old. So the assistant manager told me and the new other employee sit down. We sat down in the dining table, and the assistant manager was talking to us, the expectations, the rules, what to wear. At first she was just showing us videos, a couple videos of first the owner and how he invented that restaurant, stuff like that. After that, how to be helpful, friendly, examples of that, and then what to say after people thank you and stuff like that, and what behavior is expected there. and where to find drinks and how to cook, the temperatures and stuff of the food, and then what not to wear, what's allowed and what is not allowed and stuff like that. When she was going over the rules, I was like very like shocked because it was nothing like where I worked, it was like less stricter. So I was very shocked about that, and like I couldn't believe that it was this like calm. So I already liked the vibe a little bit. The first part of it took 30 minutes. We were just watching videos and talking about the rules and boundaries and stuff like that. But then she took us to the back, where the back room is, where all the stuff is, the sauces, the sanitizing wipes, lemonades, how to make the lemonades, the fridge of the food, the salads, the wraps, sauces for the dressings of the salad. And OMG, it looked very huge compared to my last job. So I was like, whoa, this is like a long hallway, and then there's a lot of space and stuff like that. So I was already very shocked and I just couldn't believe it. I was walking through and there was already like employees, you know, making the food and stuff like that. This guy who came up to the new employee who they already knew each other. I guess they were like friends from high school and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, they probably know each other. And then I think I seen the director. I don't remember exactly who I seen, but I think I did see the director, which I thought at that time still, I thought it was the manager. I went through this other door, lead to the front counter and stuff like that, and I already seen someone working there. And then they took us to where they do the drive-through area, where they take orders and then prepare the food and they carry the trays and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is a lot of things to learn. In my mind, I'm like, oh, I hope I learn all these things because I don't want to embarrass myself. That's what I was thinking in my mind. I'm like, OMG, everybody looks very focused. And then after that, we also got free food that day and they took our order. I ordered, I believe, a salad and a milkshake. That's pretty much all I ordered, I believe. I don't remember. It was the peppermint milkshake and it was so good. And yeah, after that, that's when I bought the work clothes because I already had any, and I went to Walmart to buy the shoes because I said to go there, so it's like way cheaper and stuff like that. I bought some comfy work shoes. Also bought some black long sleeves because the rest were like cropped and stuff like that. I only bought 2 of those, and that's what I wore for the 5-day stretch. I wear the same thing all over. I didn't have time to wash it. I feel like a bit too much. That's the part where I didn't like wearing the same thing all over. And then a few days later, which was December 9th. That was my first day. Orientation, they talked about my schedule, and I decided to go with a lot of hours. I decided to say 8 to 5 p.m. But after that, they changed it to 9 to 5. For the first day, Tuesday, I worked 8 to 5, and OMG, I was just, which was December 9th. That day, I was very nervous. Let me just say, I was extremely nervous. Like, I don't think you understand how scared I was. I was so scared to the point where I was like, I even want to go to work. Like, I was so close to, like, you know, and I was also so close to rejecting that job because that's how nervous I was. And honestly, I was like, why am I so nervous? Like, it isn't that serious. I literally had other jobs. It's not like my first job, so why am I so like overly nervous? Like, I was overly nervous. It wasn't just nervous and that's it. I was like nervous with fear. It was like a mixture of both. I was aware of myself. I was like, why do I feel like this? I was like questioning. I'm like, why am I so scared? Like, what am I so scared of? Not to know anything when I work the first week, or make mistakes, or how they're gonna treat me. Like, in my mind, I'm like, what am I so scared of? And my answer to those questions was yes, definitely scared of how they're gonna treat me, because in my last job, they treat me really bad from the beginning to the end. Like, from the beginning, like, I'm not even joking. Like, it was just, I knew from day one I was not gonna like it and I was gonna quit eventually. That ended up being right. So in my mind, I'm like, I hope this goes well. I hope everything goes amazing. I hope I don't get fired either. Like, I was trying my best. Like, in my mind, I'm like, OMG, like, I'm gonna have to do a lot because I don't want to get fired. I was getting dressed and I went to work. When I walked in, I was so nervous. I didn't know what to do. So basically, I remembered that I had a clock in and I had this number, so that's exactly what I did. And then I called the manager to like put the manager code, because that's what happens when you clock in all the time. They always have to put that code, and I didn't realize at that time. I thought it was only gonna be like that for like the orientation. Do that all the time. After that, I literally didn't know what to do. I believe I just stood there in the counter, assistant manager telling me before that to wipe the counters and stuff like that. I fill the coffee area, the cups. Pretty much asked them the first day, like where everything was. So I just refill. I try to ask so many questions and stuff like that. And after asking them, I asked them where the straws were, the cups. I just refilled everything constantly, like constantly. OMG, I remember the first order I took. It was time to take an order. Louis was calm for like 2 hours. I remember they started picking up slowly by 10. So when it came to 10, I was so scared. I was so scared of like people getting mad at me if I didn't hear them well, making a mistake on their drink, or making a mistake on their order, making a mistake after I took their order and give them the receipt, or drink was wrong. But I'm pretty sure the first few orders I did good, and that's when like little mistakes started happening. I was so nervous, like I couldn't even look at the customer. I was like that nervous. Like I was like slow trying to remember where each item was. And for my shift, I remember that the assistant manager was there with me. I literally forgot about this. Just showed me how the breakfast menu is, and then the lunch one. I told her I got it a little bit, not really, because I never done this before. So it was my first time ever like being a cashier with food and stuff like that. But she was by my side the whole time helping me, which was nice. She was helping me with the drinks and stuff like that, which was actually very, very nice of her. Appreciate that, because at that time I did needed that. I needed just a little assistance, and you know, everybody was being nice. At that time she was being nice, so I was very shocked as well, because like I said before, I was used to a toxic job where everybody was helpful. I had to do things by myself, so it's very different, and I'm very happy about that. And yeah, so that day that girl was by my side the whole time for like the first 3 days, I would say. Honestly, I was still scared to do the milkshakes, so I wasn't doing them till like a few days after, and I was like, okay, I need to start doing them. I need to get comfortable, stuff like that. I don't want to wait like the other job that I waited so long to do something and I regret it at the end. So I did end up doing it. I was a little nervous, but I did a good job. Yes, I was still very nervous about everybody. I feel like I didn't like people yet. I was like shocked. Like that job, the first day I realized I had something. Like, I'm not even kidding. I realized I had trauma because I walked and I felt so anxious that someone was gonna say something rude to me. So scared constantly, even if they didn't even do anything to me, which they didn't. So honestly, that made me realize, like, damn, my mental health was really bad. I'm so glad I got fired, actually. You know, I definitely needed that to wake myself up and come back to reality and see how different the world is, to have hope and not think that treating badly is the answer to it. So yeah, it definitely woke up my eyes. But yeah, guys, that first day was obviously very nervous. The next day still, like the first week, 2 weeks, still nervous. My best thought to overthink things. I will get there 5 to 10 minutes early every single day, I remember. And I was registered for the whole week, and I was so scared. Slowly over time, I got better and stuff like that. And then wiping the food trays and then putting them on the side so that way they're ready for the people that take out the food. And then restocking the straws, cups, lids, and then also the coffee station, the creamers, the sugars, the lids and stuff like that. Well, that's pretty much what I was doing when I started. Very calm. Like, it was calm. It wasn't as busy as it is right now. Back, and I'm like, OMG, like when I first worked there, I thought that was so easy, because obviously I worked at a fast place, but it was busy every single hour, no break, no lunch, and I was used to that. So I felt very easy because it wasn't that busy so far. Some people might say that was busy, but I've been through worse, so that to me was nothing, honestly. That really was nothing. It was very easy, obviously. And I do remember this one person at some point, like around 3 or 4, I don't know what day it was, but I remember he was like an employee already. I thought he was like a trainer that does training and stuff like that. He was being honest with me. He's like, you look very like stiff, like very nervous. And I'm like, yeah, like I actually am, because I'm afraid that like if I mess up order, like the customers are staring while I'm taking the order, and I'm nervous trying to find the items, so that makes me even more nervous. But yeah, guys, I was very nervous that day. Like I said, I was like, I had trauma, and I realized that, and I was like, OMG, like I was trying to like calm myself down a little bit. And it was hard because it did take like about a few weeks. I was in the cashier for like 9 to 5. For the first week, I thought everybody was like being very shy. Why they're not like saying hi to me, you know, why they're being a little bit shy. I thought they were like mad or something. But right away, I could read their like energy very easily, honestly. In my mind, I'm like, are they mad at me or something? They weren't saying hi, all of them. So I was like, what is wrong with them? I'm so used to a place where they all introduce each other. And I was already nervous because I had trauma, so I didn't even want to introduce myself either. Definitely have me seemed a little bit like distant and quiet because of my trauma, and I thought everybody was gonna be rude. So I was kind of giving that same energy, but I wasn't necessarily rude. I was just more quiet and less talkative, if that makes sense, and more distant. But yeah, guys, overall, first week went amazing and stuff like that. And then Saturday, everybody, I remember walking in at 9 and OMG, I always seen all the teenagers work at this time, and I'm like, our Saturday is different, like what's going on? Why is everybody working here like on Saturdays? Does everybody work on Saturdays? And I heard the assistant managers telling me that yes, everybody should work on Saturday because that's the busiest day. That's the busiest day. So I seen everybody just crazy. And the first lunch that I had there, OMG, I felt so relieved to eat food. I was so excited. The first week I was like, OMG, like I'm so excited to my favorite restaurant every day, and I'm so grateful. Everybody was being nice, and I thought people were being overly nice. Like seriously, I wasn't used to that. You guys, when he was staring, I felt very uncomfortable. Like I don't think you understand. I wanted to run away. Like that's how uncomfortable I felt. I felt like I needed to tell someone. I literally questioned it so many times. What is wrong with this person? Customers were coming in, only like 3 of them came in because it was very slow and stuff like that. After that, I just finished doing the trays, and in my mind, I'm like, I have to be helpful and stuff like that because in my last job, I was a little bit less helpful. So I just stayed where I was doing my task because that's how much I cared, you know, and stuff like that. Let me tell you guys, I wanted to run away at some point. I really did. I really wanted to walk away and not do my task, but I did not want to look bad. Oh my god, I just wanted to walk away and just run away, like seriously. To me, that was so weird. I never experienced anything like that. Every time this guy stares at me, I feel uncomfortable. Like I'm not even kidding, like oh, and it feels so weird. So that's pretty much it I have for you guys. Oh yeah, yesterday this new girl came in. I warned her about him. I talked to her, getting to know her a little bit, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.